Terry says 3, 2, 1, go. Good afternoon, Rotarians again. Please continue eating and enjoying a fine meal today. Great to have you on this chilly afternoon, and some of us have to ring the bell this afternoon, so hope we got something to bundle up with.
I'm ready.
I saw a friend of mine sent me some quotes that I wanted to pass along. One was serious. It said, "Be who you needed when you were younger." That made sense to me. But then the important one that he sent me said, "If you have to choose between drinking wine every day or being skinny, which would you choose?" Which would you choose, red or white? It kind of lets us know where our minds are. Congratulations are in order to, I saw him a minute ago, Rotarian Charles Odom. He just left, okay. He made it to the newspaper as being was it just Lee County or North Carolina?
He's the Lee County Tree Farmer of the Year.
Tree Farmer of the Year, or whatever. Not
Was it
tree
North
hugger.
Carolina? Oh, that's outstanding. North Carolina Tree Farmer of the Year.
North Carolina tree farmer. That's not the same as a tree hugger now. We're talking about a tree farmer, okay? Congratulations. Had a picture of him and his wife and family in there, so that was exceptional. As you know, next week we will not be meeting at lunchtime on Thursday, and instead we'll be having our Christmas social at the Westlake, what do you call it?
Westlake
Community building?
Country Club.
What?
Yeah. Sounds more important that way.
Westlake Country Club, building, whatever that is. And Yvonne, what time's that start?
6:30.
6:30. And all of you remember last week we had a sign-up sheet. I think if you were from A to M, she still got it. A to M, you had a side dish, and an N to Z, you had a dessert. And if you want to switch, that's among yourself or whatever. But anyway, we'll be having our social on that Thursday. And then the following Thursday, December 20th, we'll be having our last lunch meeting of the year. And then the rest of the year, we'll start back January the 3rd, I believe that will be. We'll start back January 3rd. So a little bit of a different schedule for us in the next couple of weeks. Yvonne's got a hand raised. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, you may add.
If David will give me the key for the clubhouse, then I'd like to have some men come by and help me about 8:30, 9 o'clock, to help put up tables, because we have to put up our own tables so I can come in and decorate and get ready to go to work. So if I could have some men to come by and help me.
You need some men with some strong backs and strong arms. That leaves me out. So we'll certainly try to have some there. Thank you. Anything else on that?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. John, would you tell us what's happening with the four-way
test? Yeah.
test?
So we have an Interact Club at Lee County High School, as many of you know. And we have contestants this year that will be competing in the annual four-way test speech contest. I won't give you all the details, but they have to do a time-limited speech, and it's kind of like a Toastmasters. We're going to grade them, we Rotarians, on content, diction, presentation, their ability to deliver clearly the message that they're trying to relate, and it has to relate to our four-way test. So as you can think about it, for teenagers, of which I've got 2 of them at that school, it's a great opportunity for them to meet with folks in their community to talk about the four-way test and what it means for them at their level of maturity and education. And if they win here, first of all, there's prize monies. They can go to the district level to compete at the district level. And the neat thing, in years past, we, as well as the Sanford Club, have had winners at the district level. District 7690 has 49 clubs. And if they win at the district level, they can go to, oh, now I forgot the name of year-end party that we have. District conference. They can go to district conference and present there too. So we're going to be doing that in January or February. We didn't nail down a date yet, but I'll let you know a date, and that will be one of our programs.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
And at this time, I'm gonna ask Dr. Rupert Ainsley if he will give our blessing or invocation.
Join me as we pray. Dear Lord, we just thank you for all your blessings to us. It's the time of the season we remember all the things that we're thankful for, and mostly for the gift of your Son. We thank you for this food. We ask you to bless it to the nourishment of our bodies and us to our service, and help us as we try to serve people through Rotary. In Christ's name.
Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Ainsley. Let me see, what else? Oh, I believe we have our first request for resupply of tickets. Robert Gillen turned in all 10 of his and has asked for some more, isn't that right, Jim?
He made 30 and he got 10 more, so he's.
Wow.
He has set the pace now. I think he's already left.
He has
And
indeed.
he's gonna be standing next to me this afternoon while I'm ringing the bell. He's selling tickets. No, I'm just, he's doing a great job. And don't forget, this is such an important part of what we do at Rotary. If we're to have any available funds to help out in the community for the things that we want to support, that's what this pot of gold is about. Sergeant at Arms, do we have anything?
Good afternoon, everybody. No visitors or guests to announce today, but do we have any other announcements that need to be made? How about Bryce?
Jerry, I
Bill.
got an announcement. This is actually for Yvonne. She had to step out, but she wanted to make sure everybody knew that the Rotary table decorated yesterday at the Farm City Ladies Luncheon over there at our office came in second, and she wanted to recognize Debbie Scott for taking the lead.
Debbie.
Yeah,
Debbie.
So we just wanted to announce that to everybody. It's a good work, and thank you, Debbie, for representing Rotary in that.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill. All right, Terry's got a brag. Oh, Larry?
Yeah, I got two. The first one,
Alabama Crimson
Yeah.
Tide.
yeah, it was close.
It's a good game.
I was a little concerned there for a while, but, and it was really almost like a Hollywood script, because Tua came in last year to replace
Yep,
Jalen,
we did.
and won.
Happened again.
And then Tua went down in the first half, and Jalen comes back and wins the game for him. And I've never seen Saban emotional, but he was when Jalen came back and did that for the team. So there's a dollar for that. And I was late today because I was watching the funeral in Texas, and how many got a chance to see the service yesterday? It, absolutely amazing. And we owe so much to that man, his leadership, and the stories that were told. And it's just been wonderful for the country. Let's hope that there's a change because of what's been going on this week. So that's worth a couple dollars.
And Larry, on top of that, one thing his son said yesterday was he left his home, his family, his community, his state, his nation a better place than when he found it. And isn't that what we're about in Rotary?
Yeah.
Great, thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry. Terry?
My brag or announcement is I got opportunity to help video the Christmas parade. So if you haven't seen the Christmas parade, get with somebody and look at it. And the next thing is I'm kind of stepping out in the water a little bit. I'm trying to develop a positive news site called SanleyNews.com. So if you get something that says Sanley News, it's me. Pass it around. Make me tall and big like John.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I got big.
Okay, I don't want to be big. I want to be tall like John. I want it to grow. So, if you have anything that you want to put on the site, positive, nothing negative, let me know. I'm even telling, the Tea Party, Republican Party, and the Democrat Party, if you wanted to put anything on my paper, it got to be positive. You can't talk about each other.
Thank you, Terry. Anybody else? Jim?
I'd like to thank everybody who made a separate donation to Shelter Box. With your separate donations and the club, etc., and my own personal annual donation, we will pass $4,000. We're heroes.
Thank you. Thank you. Have one more.
John, you go ahead.
You sure?
John? Yeah.
You, I got exact change, Patrick. Thank everybody for signing up to do the bell ringing with Salvation Army. I love that it is easy with this club to fill up 2 full days of bell ringing. I don't have to plead, I don't have to beg. Pass the sheet around and you all just, oh sure, I got that one. Oh no, I can do that one. When I saw Carolyn this morning, 10 minutes ago, and she walked in and we say, hey John, hey Carolyn. She says, John, thank you for letting me do the bell ringing. Volunteerism, she's happy to do it, and then she surprised me by saying, that was the first time I did it. I was like, really? That was the first time you ever did it? And so I'm talking with, Rotarian friends that are sitting around me that's why we do it. And so I was with Jim a short half hour ago because I had to bring something out to the bell ringing kettle. And I wind up spending 15 minutes talking to Jim about most anything, really. But yeah, so it's not work, it's not labor. I know you know this. I'm preaching to the converted, but thank you for signing up for the bell ringing.
John, I got a question.
Yeah,
I'm supposed to be there at 4 today.
yeah.
Does Camelback bring me up to?
That is part of the membership perks in Rotary.
I'll tell
That's
you what.
exactly right.
Listen, I'll leave it for you when you get there at 5, don't worry.
Thank
I'm
you.
thinking about you, man.
Thank you. And I know you're gonna warm them up before I get there, you and Tony.
One more, and we gotta stop.
I brag about our Rotary table for the ladies that decorated. When I was decorating, she's drawn down for Farm City Week. The Rotary table decoration stood out amongst everybody else because they were black and gold and very elegant. The other thing I brag about is I had the honor of being at Jimmy V's dedication last night at Reynolds Coliseum and being near the floor knowing many of the players and coaches that were there. So it was an honor to see all that last night dedicating the Jimmy V arena.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, Morris, back to you.
Thank you, Jeremy. I'm gonna have to end all discussion right now. David and I are gonna try to tag team, and this is gonna be a group effort. And, District 7690 has asked us to gather information, some things about Rotary. Dave, anything you wanna say before we start? Dave's gonna kinda.
Yeah, this is,
But Dave and I have gone through this, exercise, and, it's beneficial. Go ahead.
the district is working on developing a strategic plan, a 3 years out strategic plan. And so they want each club to go through this process and collect information, thoughts, forward it on to the district, and that's gonna help them develop the strategic plan. So that's basically, this is more or less gonna be like a club assembly. And I participated in 2 of these, and it's really kind of fun, and you learn, whoever you're gonna be paired up with, you'll learn more about that person. So at everybody's in front of your plate or on your table, I pass these out, just a single sheet, front and back. And on the back, there's 3 questions. And so what I want to do is we'll kind of divide up into, let's say, sets of 4 Rotarians. And I've asked a few Rotarians in here to be what they call table managers. So the table managers will be kind of monitoring your team, so to speak. And once the answers are stated, you'll be just making summarizing notes, and all that information will come back, turn it into me later on, and I'll forward it to the district. Real quick before we start, did Don have to leave?
Don just left. He just left.
I was gonna give Don a pen, but I'll have to do that later.
Yeah, that's right, he just
I missed
left.
it. So anyway, go ahead, what we're gonna do, let's just say it's John and Larry, and you've got 5 minutes to do this.
Right.
So John is going to read the questions on the back of this form to Larry. Larry is gonna answer John, and John's gonna make notes about your answer. And then when that time's up, then vice versa. So, and then the table manager, hopefully we'll have time, and table manager, each person in that team can talk about their answers.
Yep.
If we run out of time, you'll at least have your answer written down, and I can compile information from that, so.
How much time should we give to each one of the questions?
Well, you got
5
5
minutes
minutes
for three.
total to answer all
For all three.
All three total.
Larry needs more.
Yeah, yeah, Larry, you're gonna have to cut that. So,
That's right.
is everybody kind of paired up now?
Ask them if they have extra, if they have
Well,
pens. I got extra pens.
Oh, we got extra pens. If anybody needs a pen, there's a few pencils up here too. And I've got to leave a little bit before 1 because I'm going to ring the bell at 1. So at the end of the meeting, President or John.
We'll collect it, we'll get
Yeah,
it.
collect everything and we'll get that to me. So we're gonna start right now. So you got 5 minutes, the first person.
Since you're eating, I'll interview you. Right? And then we can rehearse each other. Yeah, I don't know how that's, because you're right. We should be somewhere else. We should be split up.
How can we do this?
Do you want 2 table managers to interview each other and then send it backwards? Is that okay?
Yeah,
That's okay, okay. All right, that's fine. Yep. Okay, so Larry, tell me a story about a peak experience as a Rotary, a member of Rotary. The time when you most felt alive, most engaged, or most excited about your involvement. Describe what you did, what others did, and how you felt.
I had some teams out there, and I know they were volunteering, also helping clean the front of houses and dig out old bushes and pick up trash. And I had a military t-shirt. That sort of what inspired me to see all the Annie Bonds and sisters that I joined.
All right. Based on the peak experience you just shared and other experiences you've had with Rotary, what do you believe are the greatest strengths of Rotary?
Based on the peak experience that you just shared with me and other experiences you have had with Rotary, what do you believe are the greatest strengths of Rotary? Might be the club, the district, or even Rotary International. What strengths do you want to see Rotary to carry forward, expand, and build on? So firstly, what do you believe are the greatest strengths of Rotary? Local, regional, greatest strengths. Of course.
Based on
Exactly, yeah. Okay, one or two more. What do you think? And that encompasses not just RI, but that encompasses club level, district level. So you actually kind of hit them all. Greatest strength.
Well, opportunities.
I like it. I like it. Yeah. And I know you already used the word, but that's, yeah, that therein lies the opportunity, right?
All right, you've got 2 minutes
What are
left.
the 1 or 2 greatest opportunities that you see for our club and or district in the future, and what else could we do really well? 1 or 2 greatest opportunities for our club or our district.
The greatest opportunity I see is the fact that we are now attracting
I'm still listening.
I'm still listening to Larry, right?
How about I'll just go to peak experience is a member of the Rotary.
Well, this might be redundant, but what else could we do really well? What else could we do really well?
I just decided to Rotary Restoration
That's
one of the reasons was my grandmother.
1 minute.
And I just believe that in order to.
Yeah, well, for the first person. Yeah, 1 minute.
What are, actually, 5 minutes was for the first question, wasn't it?
Well,
We didn't find.
we
didn't find.
5 minutes per person. And then you swap.
Many more years to get involved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
I'd say
Yep.
the fact that Rotary was willing to know what was happening.
Yep.
At the time, there were
Got 30 seconds.
5,000 pieces a year.
Yeah.
Take that on.
I believe we're at schedule.
And then now for me to be in Rotary 23 years.
Peak experience for me as a member for Mr. Wagner is a lot of fun.
And I think that is attributed to Rotarians themselves
Yeah,
and the
what's that?
people that we bring in. They are strong, civic-minded.
Okay, everybody, that's, all right, that time period is up. Now you will, the person, you'll swap roles. The other person will ask the questions.
I know you understand.
I was like, oh man, we better hurry, that went fast.
I got one.
All right, we're getting ready to go. All right, begin.
2 or 3 years ago, which would have been our 7th or 8th year of Shake Lamb, when you and I at year's end were escorted out
But it's about marketing.
of the building with the kids in line and the kids showed up as well. It was absolutely, I was blown away, amazed, the pride, enthusiasm. But as we walked to the car, there were people outside that were, it was a celebration, it was a year-end celebration. And the enthusiasm that showed, it was just fantastic. And that was an experience that kind of sort of for your conference that I wouldn't have had at Rotary. And that was a cumulative 7 or 8 years into it already. This wasn't a first impression. This was just one opportunity to see kids grow and to know how, still trying to be humble, to know that we were a part of it, that we were facilitators.
Last minute.
I was walking to our car, and it was a new song, and every kid was participating, and every and I know you were there, but you didn't see anyone leaning against the wall like this is dope. And it was just, to know that that still exists was very special. And appropriately, and I forgot her name, but we lost the principal last year, she actually went up to Wake County, started the, and I followed up, she's actually on to another school since then, because she's known as a mover and shaker that excels at whipping folks into shape, at making things happen. So she's done that 2 or 3 times. Christina,
You got 3 minutes.
all right. Based on the peak experience that you shared, and other experience with great strengths, service, bringing people together. Service is one, bringing people together. Fellowship. Outreach. I mean, I'm going for the biggies. And obviously, those are loaded words. What strengths do I see Rotary to carry forward, expand, build on, continue to bring people together? And Larry, you said it yourself, and you were appropriate today by saying something about George Bush, and maybe it'll help to change what's going on now. And everyone knew it. The division is involved. You're right. One or two greatest opportunities for the people to club into our district to affect the change with like-minded people in our community. I'm not trying to give a obtuse answer, but the things that we do, that some of which we know and a lot of which we don't know, to make the community a better place with thousands of clubs all over the world. If we've got a Rotary Club in a small, medium, and large-sized city, we've got Larrys and Johns in these communities that are trying to assist.
You're a good guy.
You know?
You're a good guy.
I'm very
What else can you do really well?
All right, we got 1 minute left.
What did I say? To affect the change with like-minded people. To raise the level of volunteerism in the community. And engagement. Raise the level of volunteerism in the community.
First name, also first name.
Now call it table managers.
Yeah, oh yeah. We got it on time too.
We did too, because we thought,
And it's,
we thought we only were supposed to be done.
Oh, so you were
like, oh my
you were
God.
zipping through. Oh, put Larry and put John on there. No, Larry down there and John right there. Yeah, I think he knows what his name is. So. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Aiken. Yeah, mine. Yeah. Nice idea.
okay, everybody, time is up.
So in our job to collate.
Thank you.
David, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but so for the table manager, do you want us to collate, assemble, summarize?
So I got at the end of
Do you want us to summarize?
Yeah, okay, everybody, so we got kind of a small group in here. So let's just, we'll start with Larry and John, but Larry, you gotta make it quick. And just kind of, just the first question, Larry, why don't you just kind of give your response? And we'll go around the room as much as we can. And I know we're gonna run out of time, so just be sure to turn your sheet in, to either, to John.
Bring it up to the front. I'll get it. I'll get it.
Q1, what's the main activity of the peak experience story for each person?
Okay, with John, we did a Character Plus session at Edwards a couple years ago. That also included their 7 Habits of Success, along with Character Plus. By the time we finished in the gym, the kids had assembled in the hallway, on either side of the hallway, and we got high fives all the way out the building from these kids. And that was a
Edwards Elementary.
yeah.
Yeah.
The next, should we go on to the next two?
No, let's do question.
Yeah,
one.
do question one.
So what I had, Larry had said, peak experience as a Rotary member. He answered instantly. Certainly, it's got to be the international district and global grants we do with Mexico, which includes providing, among other things, clean water to people that we don't know we're not going to meet necessarily, but to know that we, he kept saying we, he could have said I, that we had a part of that, and that you turn $1 into $4 into $1,000 into literally 40,000, 80,000, $500,000 and all that.
The beauty of Rotary is not I, it's we.
That's right. And to know that he had a part of that, and he was being humble, but that was extremely impactful. And Larry did go, and I know David went to go visit those areas of Mexico where you affected too.
Thank you. Debbie?
Peggy had said that during the Sanford rehab a couple years ago, she was working with the youth with the Templeton group, and they were out there, but she was so impressed with the Rotary group that was out there just pulling weeds and just really getting into it. And she just thought, wow, that group is amazing, and she wanted to be part of it.
Okay.
For Debbie, it was joining a 285 member club in Gainesville, Florida, and the organization eradicating polio because her grandmother had it.
Right, okay. Sorry, next to him.
Oscar, you got one?
We could.
Oh, wait, they're still reading.
Just like write down what yours was. So I'm like, no, she's giving me hers. Family Day, Rotary at the zoo, talking to people from the community. She wrote. Now you read mine.
Oscar had the best time at the activity Character Plus at J. Glenn Edwards.
Yeah.
You would have.
Oh, yeah. It's awesome.
Okay, is that it? All right, let's go get Jeremy if you would.
Yeah, I interviewed, his was the.
We have 2 more.
Go ahead, you go ahead, and I'll catch you next. I'm sorry, I thought you was sitting out. I'm
Mary
sorry.
Soul and Terry.
Okay, go ahead, Jeremy, finish up.
So, yeah, his was the LA International Convention for Shelter Box. There was a Canadian couple that desperately wanted to be on the response team. Jim helped to sign them up. They served for 10 years and now have just retired.
Right, okay, who's next? Marcella?
So I had Terry's. Since I'm new, I didn't really have
Right,
the experience just yet. But Terry's is getting to know Rotarians more on a personal level by interviewing them and the reason why they have joined the Rotary Club. In particular, he remembers Dr. Bud's interview. So.
Thank you.
That's
Bill
Terry.
Stone.
I got a good one. Patrick Kelly. Patrick said that his peak experience as a member of Rotary has been when he was asked to become president-elect for the 2020-21 term.
That just happened,
And
by the
gladly
way.
accepted.
That would have been like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, so he's still euphoric.
The ink's not dry.
Yeah, ink's not dry. No, it's dry.
That's how you got it.
We're good.
Bill's peak experience was connections with his family for Mike's Happiness Fund and how we keep that alive every year.
Say that again.
Bill's experience is how we keep his father-in-law's memory alive every year with Mike's Happiness Fund.
Great, great. Okay, we got Jeremy. How about Jim? You finish your Jim? Yeah, Jim.
Jeremy is a new kid on the block, like several. Thank you very much. But he attended the district membership conference recently, and he was impressed with the enthusiasm and gaining a better understanding of the district mission and the role of Rotary in our community and our state.
Great.
Everybody, I gotta run, gotta ring the bell. Thank y'all. Appreciate your participation, and I'll get all this turned
Now,
into.
have we got to come to the kettle to turn all these into you?
Yeah. Cash.
Thanks, David.
Van?
No, I'm good. I'll
I interviewed myself.
Okay. How was that? Was that boring or was that? No, that was it. It was enlightening, wasn't it?
Yeah, my biggest thing was being asked to join Rotary. I thought, wow, I am being invited to join one of the most elite civic groups there is in the world, and that was 32 years ago.
Great, great. Dr. McConville?
Yeah, interviewed Ed, and he said basically that his peak experience was working at the No Scare Fair, helping with parking, and also they had a door that Rotary represented at the fair.
Okay, thank you, Terry.
And I interviewed him, and he said the Hunger Walk, which we don't participate in really that much anymore, because it was an opportunity to get together with people from Rotary and go as a group to raise money for hunger.
Thank you. Dr. Ainsley?
Matt said that serving breakfast at the Bread Basket was one of his. I actually, he had me, and that was one of the several projects. I mean, several projects. I was not able to pick one out really, but that was one of several I thought was.
That's what he said.
I got
Put that ditto on there, right?
He's got multiple projects where I had one.
Neil?
Well, I was a table manager, but the thing that from listening was there were several different specific items, but the way that Rotary now is approaching hunger, you know, the Stop Hunger Now, the COC Backpack Pals, breakfast at the I thought that and that personally that's mine.
Are we doing that this year?
What?
Are we doing breakfast?
I don't know.
Charles usually organizes that.
Charles or Yvonne?
Well, I had David, and David was, again, the same kind of thing, the club activities in working in the community.
David?
Well, I'll tell you what, Andy's was interesting that I had never heard of before, and I don't think they do it anymore, but he said that the friendship exchange that they have in Australia was his peak experience.
That was in Australia?
Yeah. Yeah, the Aussies had come up here prior to that, and then we went down to Australia. That was wonderful.
Okay, now I'm gonna go around and just point to you, and you're gonna say, what are the greatest strengths of Rotary that were identified? We're gonna start back here with this lady.
Is that Kate?
Kate, take your time.
Swallow.
Connections through community service. The greatest strength are connections and say friendships through community service.
Okay, there's that.
Terry's was working with students, elementary school, on morale and respect.
Okay. What you say?
Presentations and get to know about local resources.
Okay. Peggy?
Willing to take on the challenge of eradicating polio. She's been a member for 23 years and it's almost there, and bringing in strong civic-minded people.
Same with the civic-minded people, doing great things for the community and continuing to bring in younger people to continue the great roles and strengths of Rotary.
Opportunity to serve and the multiple benefits internationally through cooperation with districts and clubs and multiplying monies to effect a change.
Yeah, the services, we joined together and saw whatever problem is the community faces.
Thank you. Right over here, Jeremy?
International peace efforts and the grant management. In other words, the high percent of the money collected for a certain charity goes to that project in our administration.
Van?
Oh boy. I think it's a worldwide organization, and that's what's really great. Is it's great in America, it's great in foreign countries, it's great all over. Everybody wins. We win on the local, we win on the national level, we win on the international level.
Okay, thank you, Dick.
Okay, doing something as a group by pooling resources and minds to help other people.
Okay.
In-state service.
What was that?
In-state service?
In-state service, thank you. Okay. Neil?
Just the weekly fellowships.
Okay. W-E-E-K-L-Y.
Right.
David?
I said that Rotary Foundation.
Breaking leg thing.
Thank you.
The greatest strength.
What?
Foundation, the Rotary Foundation.
Okay, thank you.
I think the clubs working together and the foundation too. The foundation is certainly central to the whole thing.
Okay, thank you.
I think that, sort of leading into it and summing it up, I'd say that the fellowship, the programs, and the more international thing, all those sort of broaden one's outlook and experiences. I just think that's a good thing for us and for those that we serve.
Okay, Dr. McCollum?
Well, working with each other to accomplish goals and projects like, Scare Fair and other things. Haven, cleaning up Haven.
Jim?
Rotary's role as a worldwide organization and its relationship throughout the world, and polio eradication.
Okay, thank you. I tell you what, we're out of time, so leave your papers on there. I'll pick them up. And the last one talks about what are the opportunities, and I know y'all got to talk about that a little bit. I'll pick that up a little bit later, but we're out of time, and we try to get out here. Thank you very much. As I say, this was District 7690 was requesting this. They're gonna compile all of this, and I'm sure we'll have a report and maybe get someone from the district to come and tell us, are we like-minded to other folks, or are we way out in left field or whatever, which we know we won't. Thank you.
I just think there's one thing that we should emphasize, an opportunity, that we are turning to younger people in the community and asking for them to be leaders, and bringing them on board.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Van, are we ready for a drawing?
We are. Today we raised $72 for the Polio Plus program, $36 to the lucky winner. And I'm going to ask Jeremy to pull the ticket. Yeah, you got one? Okay.
Who didn't get one?
Ruberg, yeah, there you go. Yeah, give us a winner here.
Okay, last four, 3661.
You said 786?
Not any of that. 3661.
3661, and either that's me or David Spivey. It's me.
At least I got the white color.
Woo! Let me double check that.
Thank y'all very much, and Van gets to lead us in the four-way test and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay, first, is it the truth? Second,
all concerned. Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much.